Hello everybody, welcome to this vlog. My name is Satya. So as shared here on the screen, today I'll be discussing about DDI. So what exactly DDI mean? So the three literals, D stands for DNS, another D stands for DHCP, and I stands for IPAM. Now the people who are new to the networking domain, they would not understand what is DNS. DNS is domain name system. When you, or you should say domain name server, when you try to access a Google, LinkedIn, or YouTube, this is all in the alphabets, right? So it should get, this URL should get translated into an IP address. So that is done by DNS, that is domain name server. A DHCP is automatic assignment of IP address. To access internet or any internet services, you need to have an IP address. So that is automatically provided by DHCP. And what is IPAM? That is IP address management. Now, why I am discussing this topic and why it is important in today's business environments. Today, we are living in a world with artificial intelligence, cloud computing, etc., etc., etc. So the two things that I told, one is artificial intelligence, which is evolving day by day, and it is useful for most of us. In the same way, cloud computing is computing in the cloud. Instead of having a dedicated service installed in your enterprise network, you can be a tenant. Tenant is like a person who rents something, right? So you can rent these computing services from the cloud, and these computing service providers or infrastructure providers can be Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, etc., etc., etc. Even Nokia can provide this cloud solution. Now, coming back to the concept DDI, which stands for DNS, DHCP, IPAM, why it needs to be maintained, or how it is uh, required for the enterprise businesses. Let's suppose we start an enterprise business and we want to provide enterprise IP connectivity to all our workers and the customers. Then we call them enterprise 1 is called as tenant A, enterprise 2 is called as tenant B, and enterprise C is called as tenant C. Now each will be given one private segment, or an overlapping segment can be given. Everybody can be given 10 10 10 10 20 10 30 0 0, something like that, right? So now I have described already what is a VPN, what is MPLS, what is IP security. I have not yet done a video. I plan to do it in near future. But VPN and MPLS I have used, so I have already explained. So VPN can be L2 VPN, which is at the layer 2 level, or it can be at the layer 3 level. So through VPN, you connect securely using IPsec to this DDI platform, which provides first of all a DHCP, right, which provides automatically an IP address, and a DNS, domain name server, where you can request what is the URL translation to IP address. And to manage for your enterprise network, they can provide as tailor-made netbox, right? Netbox is a tool where you can manage which IP address belongs to whom and who has got what is the MAC address. All those things you can be done. So now on the left side you see clients/tenants. Each tenant is an enterprise network. So here, for ease of understanding, I have segregated them into different subnets of /16 subnet, right? So it can be like 256 into 256 IP addresses can be formed for each enterprise network, which are too many for enterprise network. Then tenant B as 10.20/16, again 256 into 256 IP addresses can be formed, and 10.30/16 for enterprise C. They connect through a VPN tunnel to this DDI platform, as I explained. So here, since the DDI platform is a SaaS service as a DDI as a service, that is DNS, DHCP, and IPAM as a service is provided to these enterprise customers. So now each of them will have one cluster running of IP address to be provided, right? So that is maintained by DHCP cluster, Kia DHCP, and each DHCP cluster is having high availability. High availability or failover is load balancing. If one DHCP server fails, all these IP addresses can be given to the other DHCP server to provide the IP address assignment. Then authoritative DNS cluster, bind is a application which is a domain name server, and then the bind resolver, right? So these are the two items which combine a DNS service. Then IPAM service, IPAM application, as I told, it can be netbox or PHP IPAM. What is a database that can be PostgRE SQL database, right? So there also you can have a primary and replica IPAM database, so that you can have a security or redundant database services can be operational. Then how can we automate or orchestrate this IP address assignment automatically? Can be done using workflows, API services, job scheduler, event engine, like that. So how can we monitor them, alerting if the IP address assignment fails or the DNS resolution fails? Then how can we have a logging? Then as I described, post GRE SQL cluster, then the infrastructure provider, who is AWS, Microsoft Azure. This is a full complete cloud platform. On the left side, what I'm describing here is enterprise customer, which is a real customer, and this is maintained by the a private service provider, or dedicatedly by AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, or Nokia, right? And how user admins can maintain, if there is a problem, we can have tenant admin who can maintain the IP DDI services provided. If there is any problem, read through the logs, monitoring logs, alarms, and do that. Then web portal to maintain. Each enterprise customer will be given a web portal or a API CLI to perform different operations to maintain these things. So how the billing system is done. So this on the right side is as a DDI as a service is provided, right? Left side is the actual customer who uses DDI as a service, right? So network flow management, API service traffic, tenant A traffic, tenant B traffic, tenant C's traffic, DNS queries, DHCP leases. So you'll see all the workflows here, right? So as described here, tenant A, tenant B, tenant C connect to the internet using different VPN tunnels, right? Then management HTTP traffic is this. Then you have DNS queries that is being done, right? So DNS queries have been done. Then DHCP leases to provide the IP addresses, actual IP addresses, to different enterprise customers. So this is in a nutshell what DDI platform looks like. So if you have any questions for maintaining each of these clusters, then I would make a video on them. So do message me or do comment here for this video. I will do my best to explain each of these clusters. Thank you. Bye.